Have you ever known someone for a while only to then find out that this person that you thought you knew had been undergoing a health challenge that you had no idea about and could have been, or probably was, an invisible illness? An invisible illness is an illness you can't see. You can't see it on the person. You can't see them grappling with it necessarily. They don't look like it. They're not using an assistive device or whatever the case may be. It's invisible, that is, to the rest of us. But still, the person is dealing with an illness. I'd love it if any of you who are watching this video, if you are dealing with an invisible illness, please write in the comments. I'm going to tell you what some examples of invisible illnesses are. And that can be a number of things, things like congestive heart failure or emphysema, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, other conditions such as cancer, depression. Depression is notorious, depression and anxiety. How many people have you known over the years that you didn't realize had depression or anxiety only to find out that, oh my gosh, you've been dealing with this? I had no idea. Maybe the thought you've had in your mind. But other things, there can be digestive conditions that people deal with, celiac disease, conditions like fibromyalgia, or autoimmune conditions like lupus or rheumatoid arthritis. I might have said that one already. Chronic fatigue syndrome, and literally so many other things. I'm doing this video to really give a voice to those who struggle with invisible illness. And one of the reasons why is because, well, it's important. I'm going to give you some coping techniques. But before I give some coping techniques, what I want to say for those of us, and I shouldn't include myself in that because I'm dealing with things that perhaps could be considered an invisible illness. But really for the rest of the world, I think it's important for us to remind ourselves to never judge a book by its cover. You know, invisible illnesses, that sort of concept really comes out of this idea that people look at you and can't tell what's going on with you. Now, it's not necessarily their business, but at the same time, sometimes we can look at people and make a judgment about what someone can and can't do, what they should and should not be about, and so many other things. So let's remember, world, not to judge a book by its cover, but for those of you who are living with an invisible illness, a few things. You don't have to disclose what you're going through. You don't have to do that. But sometimes disclosing what you're going through can be very helpful and liberating. Okay. Now, again, you don't owe that to people, but should you choose to tell people, be thoughtful about who you tell and how, but understand that sometimes disclosing what you're going through can actually be liberating. The next thing that can be very helpful is getting support. Support is huge. Support is important for all of us, but especially if you're dealing with an invisible illness. That can be in the form of support groups, people who are going through similar things as you, your doctor, your family, your friends, literally a therapist, a licensed clinical social worker, literally support. Okay, make sure you have that in place to give yourself the best shot possible. Also, have a great medical team. This goes without saying. And you might need a number of doctors depending on what it is you are dealing with. But make sure your medical team is on point, that you sort of have your appointments in place, and that you really have that locked in, because that's going to be important too. The next thing is not ignoring your symptoms. What that means is, I suspect you're probably doing this already, but you live with an invisible illness. It just means pay attention. And if something doesn't seem right, just continue to address it as you probably already have been. Pay attention to your body and your mind. And I'm going to go back to with this last comment. What I said first to start this out is for everyone else, it's important for us not to judge. Remember, there are a lot of people living with invisible illnesses, people struggling with things every single day that we know nothing about. Give others grace and love and kindness, and never assume you know what someone's going through. I mean, because we can't, and we don't. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen. It's good to see you. Let me know what you think. If you struggle with an invisible illness, write in the comments. Dr. Jen Caudle, practicing family physician, on-air health expert, and video creator. I do daily videos. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Please like and follow my page on Facebook. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, you name it, Threads, etc. Please find me there and go to my website, drjencaudle.com, to sign up for my free health newsletter.